lot of people sometimes ask me, hey Josh, if you were going to get a camper, what would you get? Well, if I was going to get a stick and tin couples camper, it'd probably be this one right here. Stay tuned and see why. Hey everybody, Josh the RV Nerd of Bish's RV here with the Transcend 240ML. It's been about 2 years since I got my hand on this, and they just went through a big wave of updates. I thought it'd be a good time to get you some updated footage on this one. What I like about this, it gives me a private true queen bedroom in something under 30 feet that works pretty well for half tons, but you are also getting a sofa and a dinette and campsite windows and excellent travel access and fantastic storage, all wrapped up into this thing with a very solid extended season package and a little battery tending solar package. It checks major boxes I would personally look for, which is why I like this one. I think it's one of the best executed versions of a floor plan like this. Like a lot of times when you see layouts like this, the door's right next to the bed, and usually the bed is open air without privacy. There's some exceptions, but this kind of, it just takes it up an extra little notch. Now it does add a couple feet, it does add a couple pounds doing it, but I think that in this case the juice is worth the squeeze on these. The 24 updates they put on these, I'm also very happy to see. I love that crazy lighting package that they have on here. They're sticking with that 12-volt compressor fridge, which is something that I personally like as a person that park camps a lot. And some people ask, you know, when you're towing, can the solar keep up with the fridge? You don't even need solar for that fridge to run in transit. That's one of the best parts about it right there. The whole look of these also, that's the thing. I've referred to it as a stick and tin camper. It doesn't look like that at all, inside and outside. It looks and feels to be like an elevated, more upscale laminated model. Although, obviously, it is a wood frame RV, but they're using things like a thicker aluminum sidewall skin. While it might add a couple pounds, it's also going to be far more resistant to impact damage, like low-hanging tree branches or hail, or if you're running the lawnmower past the thing and it shoots a rock off to the side, it's going to be a lot harder to Woody Woodpecker dent the side of this thing up. And I suppose right away, I really want to begin with a couple of the kind of key differentiating factors on this one, because there's other builders who make a similar floor plan. Certainly, like even at Grand Design, the Imagine 22 MLE that spawned a whole bunch of, you know, clones, basically, in the RV industry. Most manufacturers who build something like this, they have an open front bedroom design, and they have the entry door right on top of the bed. Some people really don't care for that. This one instead moves the entry door back behind the dining, and it encloses and privatizes off the bedroom. And what I like about that is, even though this is a smaller RV, it creates a dedicated sense of, here's the living room, here's the kitchen. Like there's excellent, you know, differentiation and clarity. And right when you walk in the door, I really love these open stands. Like that could be, it's like a dual level shoe garage basically, but also just having a couple drawers right there is really, really handy. One of the very few things I'm not super hot to trot about, but it's an easy fix, I think, is the knee knocker dinette pedestal post kind of legs right here. I'd swap those out for something a little more free floating, but that's just me. Now, the last couple years, I've heard a lot of people offering some interesting commentary on the plaid cushions that they had in the Transcend series. They've obviously gotten rid of those and homogenized their decor. Campsite window coverage, and if I sit down here at the theater seat, you're just looking straight out this sucker. Not to mention, if I slide back in the seat a little bit, this is kind of like what the driver's seat's going to feel like to you. You can still kind of peek out that, even though it's privatized, when the bedroom door is open, you can still kind of peek out there. And you've got a full viewing window in the entry door now, which is something these did not have last year. Now, it is prepped for a privacy shade, but it doesn't actually include a factory privacy shade. The location of that, your fuse box converter switch panel, basically, is also excellent. God forbid something happens, and let's say the slide fuse blows for some reason. You can always just walk right in and like, access and fix that as needed. It's not covered up. It's not inaccessible by any stretch of the imagination. Now, normally over here, there would be a tri-fold sleeper sofa. That's the standard default. I don't know why I want to say default, but anyway. Theater seat is optional. Now, whether this is a prototype or it's their intention, I need to get clarity on. That is a power theater recliner, and built into that hidden armrest is a set of USB plugs. I really kind of like it, and in a stick and tin RV, I don't think I've ever seen something like that, so it might be worth keeping an eye on. Also, they've changed the lighting package in here, basically the same thing that you've seen from my Imagine videos, where there are these horizontal, like, glow beams, basically, that are on a dimmer switch. So, you know, you want a little more light, a little less, good to go. This is also carpetless all the way through and easy cleaning. I will tell you though, this slide system is a little bit of a toe stubber over here in front of the kitchen. And I also want to rip the band-aid off on something right here. For the 24 season, Transcend has removed their propane ovens. It is not a factory option to add one back into the RV. Instead, what they've done here is they've gone with a convection microwave with air fryer feature so that it's a little bit smaller, but you could do some baking in a hurry if you're so inclined. Now, one of the things I really like about the way that they did this, because they had a little extra space to play with, they were able to give us more symmetry. So there's counter space on both sides of the stove. Most builders of any kind of layout like this, you don't have that. You also, since this is a stick-built RV, have the ability to have power outlets in the walls right above the countertop level where they make the most sense and they're the most easily accessed and generally effective. But the thing is, we're going to get all this open in a few minutes. There is so much cabinetry space in this little camper. It's crazy. You just may want to keep an eye on your, total cargo carrying capacity on this one. Now, working our way around here over into the bathroom. Once you slide the privacy door out of the way, that porcelain foot flush stool, it's not the biggest, fluffiest, friendliest thing I've ever seen, but it ain't terrible. As Charles Barkley would say, it's all right. And these open face cabinets, what you're going to want to do with those with your towels is like roll them up and stuff them in there like military burrito style, basically. They don't have any sort of netting or anything like that included from the factory. Now, it is just an easy step-in shower, and it is a rectangular shower, not a like radius thing or a big giant step-in tub. But when you do step up into that shower pan, which is necessary for plumbing code, as you can see, if you're a little over 6 foot like me, your head's definitely all the way up in that skylight. And they are using the smaller, more conventional fan series in here. What I want to do, though, is I want to take a second to kind of crack open all the storage. And I think one of the best places to do it is actually going to be right up here, because what's interesting is they even managed to tuck some storage on both sides of that television. Additionally, right down below that, you can see how there are doors to access the storage in the dinette. Now, here's a little pro tip for you. Get some kind of basket or tub or tote or something to pull the back side of that dinette storage to you where it's easier. Now, right by the door, that's either a giant pantry or it's a hanging coat closet or extra clothing or whatever you want it to be, basically. That's what I like about this one. Like, when we start going through all this, like, the number of drawers, there's like 10 drawers in the kitchen alone, not including the 4 drawers right by the door, but just the kitchen proper. Nice little spot over there for like a little wastebasket. That is a 12-volt compressor fridge, by the way. That looks to be more of an 8 cubic foot variety versus some of the larger kind of 10 cubic foots. That does tend to be a little bit more common in the stick and tin world, but it's about 50-50. Brands like Salem, Wildwood, Cherokee, they tend to do the little bit bigger fridge as well. So it just kind of depends on what you're looking for there. There's also some power outlets right down next to the sofa, like on that bedroom privacy wall, which can be really handy if you want to like have a phone charger plugged in over there. Overall, again, I love the fact that I have some decent clarity. Like, if someone is back here where I'm standing working in the kitchen, nobody in the living room, like, you're not trouncing over one another all the time. Like, it's a small RV with a very big and very awesome flowing floor plan, which is something I really like. Moving up front here, I also like the fact that right from the factory, we have a 60 by 80 true queen mattress. It's not one where you're going to have to, swap it out after the fact. In terms of sizing, I will say in terms of comfort, which is very subjective, I think the majority of people will want to at least add a foam topper to that mattress, if not replace it. But that's pretty typical of pretty much any RV, frankly, from what I've seen. In case you're curious, there are TV hookups up here in the corner. If I don't specifically mention those and point them out, somebody always loses their mind that, ha-ha, you didn't talk about TV hookups in the bedroom. I don't know why. I think sometimes people watch these videos just hoping the presenter slips up. I don't know. Household and USB plugs on both sides of the bed. Also, drawers and great dresser space on both sides of the bed, along with an easy lift bed system so that you basically got a big old trunk space there. And just to really kind of drive home and showcase the travel and road mode function of this RV, I actually backed up all the way here into the bathroom, and we're going to begin our road mode adventure from here so that you can see you can fully navigate the rig. And this is one of the reasons I give this RV what I'm going to call A+ travel access, because I'm standing in the bathroom, so that's obviously accessible. But the sink is not blocked off in the slightest. You can easily use the refrigerator. We're going to see that we can get up into the bedroom, and because the dining is over here in the main cabin body of the RV, not mounted in a slide, there's zero question about the fact that, yes, you can sit down and have a meal on this. So this RV is very stealth mode capable, where if you pull into some place and you don't want to open the slides, but you need to bunk down overnight, this RV is capable of doing that, and not all of them are. Now for weights and measures here, for a lot of cases, if you have a tow package half ton, you're going to find this one nicely within your ability and capacity. It may depend a little bit on where you're camping. Like if you're going through crazy windy zones or you're going to go through some major elevation changes, 3/4 ton, you know, you're not going to regret having it. I just don't know that you necessarily need to. If I'm going to be ultra picky, it looks like they maybe could have gone with a really, really long awning and slid an awning arm between the bedroom window and that big baggage door, but I'm also not mad with what they have here. It's just one of those things I wonder if they could have gone a little further. But even though Transcend is willing to do a couple things that a lot of stick and tins are not, they are still a little bit price sensitive, and they might have had to be a little careful about that there. Now, power tongue jack, double propane tanks on the front, pretty normal stuff, but just to let you kind of see what's around. Little flagpole holder built onto the front there so you can fly the stars and stripes at your campsite, or the maple leaf, depending on, you know, where you folks are tuning in from. I found I have a much larger Canadian audience that I actually sort of realized once I started peeling through my statistics. Now, the RV does have a cold water outside sprayer port, and that's why you have the little curly Q hose and the garden hose kind of sprayer head on it. And as you saw in our earlier floor plan in a flash, you do have a little docking center privatized over on the door side, or nope, the driver's side of the RV, not the door side. Now, all of the aluminum skin that you're looking at on this is thicker than what you find in most manufacturers, or at least not any less than any other manufacturer. So like our nose is like 2/3 thicker than conventional corrugated sidewall skin, and the sidewall panels on this, because they don't have quite as an aggressive crimp pattern on them. Oh, whoa, whoa! Almost bit it. Almost bit it. I tripped over another one of these right behind me here. I think I pulled a muscle in my back. All right. Speaking of thick, I'm a little bit thick-headed, and obviously I don't edit my videos very much, so we're just going to roll on with this thing right here. Your sidewall skin, because it's not crimped quite as aggressively, means it could bend a little bit easier normally. So to help compensate for that, they use a thicker aluminum skin. And that does add a little bit of weight. It also adds better impact resistance. So everything's a bit of a push-pull. A lot of times when you talk to a lot of people on stuff like that, what you're going to hear is, oh, our sidewall skin is thicker. It's just better. We're just better all the way around. Yeah, but you also weigh more, cost more as a result. So there's an up and a downside to it. Propane cooker hooker, enclosed forced air heated belly, solid extended season package on these right here. Transcends are running on a import tire. I'm making sure I don't back over the cornhole boards again this time and twist an ankle and blow an ACL or something like that. I do really like the entry door location though, dead in the middle of that power awning, so that if it is a rainy day, which it is looking, feeling, and smelling like it's going to rain, you know you're from the Midwest when you can smell rain coming. But if it is rainy, you can kind of come and go and use your patio space without getting kind of spritzed all the live long day there. Plus, of course, you do have that roof access ladder to get you up there to that 165-watt factory solar package. And in case you're wondering, that's the culprit right there. Me and this fella about to go have some words, although with as easily as it held me up when I ended up standing on top of it instead of falling down, I'm pretty sure I'm not over its GVW, and I don't want to break my hand on this fella's face. I think he'd win the fight. Thanks again for tuning in. As always, I'll leave you a link in the video description to check for availability. Remember, in the case of a Grand Design RV, unlike almost anything else we cover, we are not able to publish discounted sale pricing on our website. So that's something that you want to kind of keep in mind. We can certainly get you a discounted price. We don't sell for MSRP. That's just the hoop that we have to jump through in this case. Keep in mind, too, we don't do hidden dealer fees. I will leave you links also to just a whole host of other people building layouts like this. Normally you would have had to go to the laminated world to get a couple of these, but there's now brands like J-Flight that are also doing a very similar floor plan, and I'd love to know kind of which one you'd go with and why. So take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy camping, everyone.